Only polo I acknowledge is G.
Polo G, man.
So the question is how much do you think you're worth? You hearing? How much do you think your body is worth? How much do you think your mind is worth? You hearing? How much do you think your actions are worth? You dig? So let's say throughout your whole lifetime, bare minimum you amass 20 million. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the process of your age and lifespan, right? Where does it go? Who does it go to? Can you tap into that? Can you get the resources from that? Does the resources from that benefit your self and immediate circle and those around you? You know, your community. So even if you just get, you know, throughout the process you made not even what you get, it's just what you generate. You know what I'm saying? You generate 20 million throughout your lifetime. If you only actually see 1 million of it yourself that you actually would have been able to tangibly touch or see, does that mean, you know what I'm saying, what does that mean? You feel me? So it goes back to, what are you worth? You hearing? Like, are these things value? Do you have value in what you're doing? And if so, is it worth something? Because there are certain skills that are worth more to other people than to someone else, you know? So just because you have a skill or you have a talent or you have an ability, does that make you worth more than the next person who doesn't have that same skill, talent, or ability? It's got me like, ooh, in it. You know what I'm saying? In the matrix. You're noticing what's happening, what's going on, being the one, you know what I'm saying? Using my neocortex, stuff like that. You hear me? Like making things happen, making things, you know, being the change that I want to see in the world, you know what I'm saying? Actually being that, you know, whatever that looks like to me. You hear me? And that's the thing. It's not about right or wrong, more or less. Do you want to do something that somebody wants to do or not? You know, and what extent are they willing to take it? You dig? Because if you're dealing with somebody who gives a fuck, you have to give a fuck less. You dig? In order to survive through whatever it is, that ordeal that they're trying to, you know, put you on, or, you know, oppress you on. You dig? So, or is it, you know, you deal with just peace? So that's really what it's about, man. Just like, be you. You dig? Be you. And do right. You know what I'm saying? As you believe right. You know, I think a common law is not like harm. You shouldn't want to like harm anybody physically, mentally, or emotionally. You dig? Like, if you're trying to be at peace with a person, it's the next step is like not taking those actions on them. You dig? Because I feel like I'm starting this like step program. You're hearing like how to obtain togetherness and unity amongst people. You know what I'm saying? And the first step is the common cause. You know what I'm saying? Like, who do we worship? You know what I'm saying? And it's the unseen God. If you got your gods, you feel me? We ain't rocking with that. But if you have the unseen God, that's who your God is, we can come together under the next step. Peace. You dig? I don't want to bother you, so please don't bother me. I don't want to harm you, so please don't harm me. You know what I'm saying? And those would be the next branches. It's like agreement. You feel me? Yeah. Like commonality, which is coming together under the Most High, the unseen. And then the next step would be peace, not wanting harm or anything done to one another. And then after that, that's the agreement. You know what I'm saying? Like, now what else can we agree upon, touch and agree upon, and how do we work together? You know what I'm saying? If we even choose. Maybe it's people over here that we'd rather work with that's in this, you know, group, opposed to, you know, the people over there. All right, bet, but just let them stay over there. You dig? And whoever they decide to work with and want to work with them, let that be so, you know. And, you know, you decide who you want to work and deal with, you know, your agreements. And dang, I guess the next step after that probably would be like, after your agreements is like law, like setting, having order, like contracting, you dig? Like doing actual proper business. You feel me? Like, Because once you start saying, all right, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, now we gotta like, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause you gotta like put it into action, put it into writing, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like the plans and all that, the preparation. You did. For sure. So I just, yeah, all that was like just a conscious live stream. You know what I'm saying? Right there. You know what I'm saying? However, for sure, I do believe, or it is possible that if we start applying certain principles together, we'll allow ourselves the space to come together. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to like you to not want to, do harm to you or see harm done to you. You did. I could just not like you. You know what I'm saying? But however, as long as we agree upon, our ultimate worship or devotion, as long as we can agree that those are in the same alliance, we worship the same God, then anything else after that is just futile. You feel me? Do what you want to do. You dig? But if you out here, you want to worship this God, or you want to worship these gods, you know what I'm saying? If you're not having the correct standing on the divine, the supreme divine, it's like you have to add all these additives, right? You hear it? The supreme divine, omnipotent being, in heaven and earth. You hear it? If you don't understand, like, yeah, it's only, you hear it? It's one and it's unseen. You hear it? However, on this earth, we know who's who. You hear me? There's a peculiar people. You hear me? Stuff like that. Anywho, if you can't agree upon that, then yeah, you over there. If not, peace. Dig? Stuff like that.